Hello, and today we're going to be doing the predatory dinosaur tier list. Oh yeah, we're gonna be ranking them off of how well they adapted, their skills, and how to kill, and yeah, etc. Okay, so on D tier we have the Coelophysis. Coelophysis was one of the first dinosaurs and lived around the Triassic period. It was a skinny, 10-foot long dinosaur and weighed around like 50 to 100 pounds. There are some specimens saying it was 120 pounds. Anyway, Coelophysis was a skittish predator and was pretty much like it was basically the runt of the litter. Other dinosaurs like crocodilomorphs and like other synapsids and diapsids that time just ruled over the land. The only way Coelophysis got to live was it had to resort off of team killing and scavenging. So yeah, and plus it had really low like hitbox. It wasn't its jaws weren't that strong. So yeah. Okay, next in D tier is Guanlong. Now I'm kind of disappointed in this since I know that Coelophysis and Guanlong can defeat a Velociraptor in a fight. But other than that, I do believe that Guanlong should belong in D tier. For once, it's as small as frick, 3 feet tall, 10 feet long, and weighed around like 200 pounds. Lived in China, and yeah, it was a pack hunter at times, but on most other times it was just solitary. It was a smart dinosaur. Don't get me wrong, but like it didn't have what it took to take down like the larger carnivores in its time. Okay, now we're going to C tier. In C tier, we have Concavinator. Now, you might be asking, well, Concavinator should belong around like B tier. No, C tier. Why? Well, because it's and for starters, it has a fucking sail. A sail can be good and bad in some ways. For once, if in its bad way, it will leave you more vulnerable. And plus, if you land on it, you're basically just paralyzed since that sail is part of your back and it's extending upwards. So you have a higher chance of breaking your back when you fall on your back. Dur, dur, dur. And also, it was a strong predator, but it wasn't that strong, but it wasn't the weakest either. So it just sits in the middle. Velociraptor, which is the one right here. You see my mouse cursor? This one right here. Velociraptor. Velociraptor. Velociraptor was a pack hunter and ranks higher than both D tier dinosaurs because it could hunt in the packs more sufficiently and had more brain power. Well, this doesn't mean it should rank any higher though, because you know, and yes, all these dinosaurs aren't ranked; they're just placed there. Okay, there's no high, low tier, and yeah. Yeah. Anyways, there's no high C tier or high or low C tier. I don't know. Yeah, there's none of that. Okay, Velociraptor. It was a small predator and could take down stuff like Protoceratops, but it was small though, and yeah, but it still didn't have that much competition. But still, Velociraptor still belongs to C tier. Now, in another Triassic carnivore, Herrerasaurus. Herrerasaurus is right here like to the left of Velociraptor. But anyways, Herrerasaurus was like around 6 feet tall, and yeah, Herrerasaurus was a good predator, and it might have been one of the top Triassic predators once the crocodilomorphs died and dinosaurs ruled over. It could easily tear apart the smaller carnivores like Coelophysis or Eoraptor, which I didn't mention on the list. Yeah, but still. It was, but its combat status is not that bad. It's not that bad, but isn't good either. I mean, it's a huge dinosaur. It can probably take down like the other dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong, but like still. But right now, it lands on C tier. Dilophosaurus. Dilophosaurus was a dinosaur that relied mostly on his claws than his, jaws. His jaw force was weak, so he used his giant claws to gut his prey open before, biting into his throat. So yeah, Dilophosaurus is around C tier. It could take down dinosaurs, but it had to work in a pack. Okay, now we're going to B tier. Yeah. Okay, lightning round. This one is right here, Megalosaurus. Basically just the same as Allosaurus, but just a watered down version. Then we have Allosaurus himself. Allosaurus is pretty much the top. It's just it's pretty much the top predator of the Jurassic, and yeah, it could run pretty. It could run pretty fast in a short burst of speed, but it had low stamina. So there's that. And plus, it didn't have that strong of a bite. But in order to inflict damage really high damage, it was swing his head up in the air and slam his jaws onto the raise his head like a freaking battle axe and slam his jaws onto his prey items. Now we have a dinosaur some of you guys haven't heard of, Chelantosaurus. Chelantosaurus is a dinosaur from Asia. And it's a little bigger than the T-Rex himself. Yes, and it could take down some predators, but I think it had competition with, Tarbosaurus, I think, but correct me if I'm wrong. Then we have Carnotaurus, the speed demon from South America. Yes, it hunted some, it hunted some dinosaurs, but other than that, it had tiny arms, and if it fell over, it would have struggle getting up. Okay, now we're getting to the A tiers, boys. And the A tier is packed, so yeah, let's get into this. Utah Raptor, a giant raptor, and is basically the best of all raptors. Yeah, second best goes to Dakota Raptor, he isn't on this list. Utah Raptor was a good pack hunter, he was smart, strong, powerful, and yeah, could take down big prey. And then Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus are pretty much the same thing, but Giganotosaurus is bigger and heavier. Tarbosaurus is basically just T-Rex, but it's just a little watered down. And Mapusaurus, he's basically just the same as Carcharodontosaurus and Giganotosaurus, basically. But he's the runt of the litter. And the Mapusaurus is even smaller than Carcharodontosaurus. So Giganotosaurus and Mapusaurus lived in South America, while Carcharodontosaurus lived in Africa. Carcharodontosaurus was a fast hunter, though, and had a lot of stamina. Had some more stamina than the average, giant carnivore. And plus, it had serrated teeth, so yeah, and that's why it's called Shark Tooth Lizard, because of its serrated teeth, which inflicted bleed damage. And the special thing about Tarbosaurus is that he has strong jaw muscles, so it's harder to break out of it when Tarbosaurus bites down onto you. Mapusaurus, well, he's a pack hunter. So is Giganotosaurus. Now we're getting to the S tiers. S tier, let's start. Saurophaganax. So just take Allosaurus and crank up all his stats to maximum overdrive, and you have Saurophaganax. Saurophaganax lived around North America and was freaking gigantic, man. Was around like 43 to 46 feet long. It was freaking big, man. I think it would have fought Allosaurus at some times, but Saurophaganax would have come out as the winner. Then we go to T-Rex. T-Rex, scavenger, and a hunter. Freaking Jack Horner. Jesus Christ, Jack. Yeah, anyways, Tyrannosaurus Rex was a pretty good hunter. He was slow, but the prey items he hunted were pretty slow too, so he didn't really need a run, unless if he had to. T-Rex could run to speeds up to around 12 to 25 miles per hour. And yeah, T-Rex had the strongest bite force of any dinosaur, I think. Because it could crush down to fucking bone. 6-ton bite force. Jesus Christ. And then we go to the Spinosaurus fanboys. Yeah, the Spinosaurus himself. From Africa. The biggest carnivorous dinosaur ever. Yet. Because there could be dinosaurs, like Sigilmastosaurus, which might be possibly bigger than Spinosaurus, but forget it. Sigilmastosaurus and Spinosaurus are pretty much just the same thing, but different species. Anyways, Spinosaurus could swim, he was big, he had a big sail for regulation and intimidation and mating purposes, he could tail slap, he could claw, he had the biggest arms of frickin' any predatory animal, he had long jaws for fishing, but it wasn't really good at PvP, but his huge size just stood out from the crowd. Yeah, but okay. But do you agree with my tier list? Then yeah. Hopefully YouTube doesn't disable my comments. Okay, let's just start from the bottom. The recap. Okay, this is the recap. So no, we'll start from the top. In S tier, we have Spinosaurus, T-Rex, and Saurophagonax. In A tier, we have Mapusaurus, Tarbosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Giganotosaurus, and Utahraptor. In B tier, we have Carnotaurus, Chelantosaurus, Allosaurus, and Megalosaurus. In C tier, we have Dilophosaurus, Herrerasaurus, Velociraptor, and Concavenator. In D tier, we have Guanlong and Coelophysis. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe. I put a lot of hard work into this. See you guys later.